The Cashflow Quadrant is actually a book written by Robert Kiyosaki. His most famous book is Rich Dad Poor Dad. This is, I think, the second book in the Rich Dad Poor Dad series. But it's a great concept, and I think it's more valuable than the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. So, at a high level, the Cashflow Quadrant is a 4-quadrant square. There's 4 sections: the employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor. Now, when we say business owner here, it really means a large organization. So, for example, a dentist who owns his own dental practice is likely a self-employed business owner, where a dentist that owns a dental practice but doesn't work in the dental practice, so he's not filling cavities and checking people's teeth day to day. He owns the business but has other dentists that actually run the day to day. Then that would be a business owner in the business quadrant. So most of us are in the employee quadrant. We work for somebody else. As an employee, to become financially free, you essentially need to take your income that you earn from your employer and transfer that to one of these other quadrants. Some employees may start up a business on the side to work on in the evenings. This would be the self-employed quadrant. There is some advantages to being self-employed. Obviously, you're working for yourself, but the tax breaks are better than being an employee. But a business owner or an investor has additional tax breaks that a self-employed individual does not. So ideally, somebody that's either an employee or a self-employed individual or both should look into moving to the right side of the quadrant. So you could take your income as an employee, start up a side business as a self-employed individual. Now, say that side business takes off and you have additional income. You should look into removing yourself from the business as much as possible through hiring other individuals, processes and systems, things like that, and move over to the business owner quadrant. Moving from the self-employed quadrant to the business owner quadrant will essentially give you more tax benefits. Now, as a business owner, an employee, or a self-employed individual, you can invest that money. So anybody can really be in the investor category. Any investments generally will be more passive than any one of these 3 other quadrants. So as an employee, if you have no interest in running your own business, you could take your income you earn as an employee and invest that in real estate or stocks or a private ownership in somebody else's business. The same goes for somebody that's self-employed. If you have no interest in growing your business to a large business, you can turn into an investor and earn additional income that way. So at a high level, that's what the cash flow quadrant is. And the main takeaway is, as an employee or a small business owner, you want to move over to the right side of the quadrant. And that's where you'll get sustained long-term wealth and sustained long-term income. And generally speaking, this will lead to financial independence because you're more in control on this side of the quadrant than you are being an employee or a self-employed individual. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I'll be sure to answer them. And don't forget to like and subscribe.